Hello everyone. Let us discuss about the operation of off-delay timer. Basically, we have already discussed about the working of status bits which are related to the on-delay timer. But we cannot use the operation of all these three status bits for the off-delay timer because there is a difference between on-delay timer and off-delay timer. So initially, let us understand the operation of off-delay timer. Then accordingly, we will discuss about the working of status bit. So here you can see TOF means what the off-delay timer. Just select it. The same way you have to provide the addressing, just like we have provided to the retentive on-delay timer and on-delay timer. So here I am providing T4:0. Okay. So make sure that this address should not be repeated anywhere. Okay. So let us consider that we are designing the project number 1 and we haven't used this address anywhere. That is the reason I have provided this address here. So now, as per your project requirement, you can provide the preset value. Okay. So if it is a floating, I have already told you how to convert it into decimal. Now here I am providing the delay of 15 seconds. If someone wants to provide the name to this particular timer, means to for which purpose we are using the timer, simply double click on T4:0 and press enter. Now similarly, means just like output coil, you can provide the description to your timer as well. For example, if you are using this timer for the motoring operation, for the operation of control valve, okay, so likewise you can provide the name of that particular timer. So here I am giving the name like the operations of LAN, operation of LAN. So basically here we are using this particular LAN only for labs. So here again I am selecting the normal open contact and output coil because in off-delay timer also you can observe the three different status bits. Okay, so status bit will be same, but the operation of all these three status bit here I am showing you in data file. Here it is. But operation of these three status bit will be different in case of the off-delay timer. So here what you are observing, you are observing the two addresses T4:0 and T4:1. But here we have used only one timer. This means that we don't require the second number timer. So how to delete it? Because if you are doing like this, means if you are selecting it and right click on it, then you are not getting the option of delete. So simply select that timer and click on the property. Then accordingly you will get the data file properties for that particular timer. Now here you can observe the option element. The element means what the total number of timer which you are using in your project. But right now we are just using the only one timer. Just make it element as 1, then click on apply and okay. Now here you can see only one timer is here. If someone wants to zoom it, simply use this zoom in and zoom out options. Likewise you can zoom it. Okay. Now use this bit in your program. Here it is. So why we used to provide description to the timer? The reason is that by designing the program, we have to use so many timers, right? So if you are using the so many timer, in that case, it will be difficult to understand the working of that particular timer. So in order to know the meaning of that timer, in order to know the working of that particular timer easily, so we need to provide the name to that particular timer. So if you don't want, don't provide. See, now here I am using the same addresses again. So the lamp number A, lamp number B, and lamp number C. So let us run it so that you will get to know the working of the timer. Download it. You all are aware about how to download it. Okay, see. So right now I am pressing the start switch. So here what you are observing, you are observing the accumulator value is 0. Okay, but we have already pressed the start switch. The power supply is flowing through this run, but we are not getting any delay from the off delay timer because this is the off delay timer. So delay will be start only when you are releasing this start switch. But at the same time, what you are observing the on state of the enable bit and the done bit, and accordingly, the output of enable bit is turned on, and the output of done bit is also turned on. Means, in what case we need to use the done bit? See, let me finish this working, then I will tell you. See, now just release the start switch. Then you can observe the delayed operation of accumulator. Means the accumulator start counting the preset value. So when you are releasing the start switch, accordingly you can observe the enable bit is turned off and TT bit is turned on immediately. Okay, but at the same time the done bit is also turned on. Means these two bits, TT bit and done bit, will be turned on till the completion of delay, and after the completion of delay, these two bits will be turned on. Here you can see I have released the start switch, means we have cut the power supply, but the problem is that the value of accumulator is not reset yet. So in order to reset it, what we require? So for the TOF timer also, we need to use reset switch. So add one normally open contact and reset output coil. So previously we have already used the terminal number 2 for the reset switch. And the address of timer here, simply you can type it also, T4:0. Okay, now download it if you are sure, no need to verify it again and again. Okay, so if you are a little bit confused, so you can go with the verify file, so that you will get some surety and you will get some errors if there any error. See, now here I am pressing the start switch again. So now I am telling you the working of done bit. So if you want to turn on the lamp C when you press the start switch, and when you release the start switch, in that case also, if you want to turn on the lamp C, in that case you can use the done bit. Means in the press and release operation, means in both the operation, if you want to turn on the any system output, you can go with the done bit. Okay, and what is the working of TT bit? TT bit means what? When you have pressed the start switch, so in that case, if you don't want the operation of lamp B, means it should be turned off, and when you release the start switch, at that time, if you are expecting the output of lamp B, so simply you can go with the TT bits here. When I am releasing the start switch, accordingly the enable bit will act, because the start switch, the working of start switch and enable bit, that will be same in case of the on delay timer as well as the off delay timer also. See, here I am releasing it. At that point, what you are observing, TT bit is turned on and done bit is also turned on. Okay, means it should be remains on till the completion of delay. Okay, means actually it is very simple. As per a requirement, you can use the TT bit and done bits. Here I am just giving you one example. For example, if you have two output, first one is motor, the second one is the hooter, right? So initially, when you are pressing the switch, you have to turn on the motor, and when you are going to release the switch, then also if you want to operate the motor. Now coming to the condition number 2. In condition number 2, if you want to turn on the hooter when you are releasing the start switch. So these are the two conditions. In this condition, you have to select the proper or the appropriate status bit. So in the condition number 1, we know that if you want to turn on the motor in both the condition, in press as well as in release condition, simply you can go with the done bit. And for the second condition, you can go with the TT bit, because you have to turn on the hooter when you are releasing the start switch. So don't ever confuse about the operation of on delay timer, because the delay of on delay timer start only when you are releasing the start switch. So this is the actual working process for the off delay timer, right? So in next session, we are going to discuss about the project based on this timer.